Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So it is now the first week in December, and that means it's full steam ahead into holiday baking and cooking. And for this month, I wanted to devote all my recipes to things that will save you time and money this year, because I think we're all feeling the pinch on both. So today I'm going to show you how to make a delicious raspberry thumbprint cookie, which would be perfect for a cookie exchange. What's a cookie exchange, you might ask? Well, it is probably the easiest way to entertain during the holiday season if you want to save time and money. Basically what it is you invite anywhere from 6 to 10 friends. You ask them to bring 2 dozen of their favorite cookie recipe, 1 dozen that you'll serve at the party, and the other dozen that you will exchange with the friends who come to the party. All you have to do is provide the coffee and make 2 dozen of your favorite cookies. And I think it should be these thumbprint cookies because they're so delicious. All right, watch how easy these are. We're gonna add 1 cup of butter. Then we're gonna add 2/3 cup of powdered sugar. I love to use powdered sugar anytime I'm making like a shortbread cookie because it just really melts in your mouth that way. You don't get a lot of the crispness that you get if you use the white sugar. Then you can go ahead and beat this up until it's nice and fluffy. At this point, you wanna add a teaspoon of vanilla extract just to give it some additional flavor. But then I also like to add some almond extract as well, because the combination of the buttery cookie with the almond flavor and the raspberry jam is such a winner. I don't like to use eggs in this recipe because I find that you get a more delicate melt in your mouth texture like a traditional shortbread without the egg. So the only moisture is the softened butter and these extracts. So we really want to get that nice and combined before we add the flour. And then just to spike all those flavors, we're going to add our 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt. And I would just add a few spoonfuls at a time of the flour because it does take a little bit to incorporate it into all this butter. Now, if you have the choice between a stand mixer and electric hand mixer for this recipe, it's definitely worth dragging out the stand mixer because it really does take a lot to incorporate this flour with the butter. So your arms will be happier. So I have some dough that's already chilled. Then you want to take a 1-inch little cookie dough scooper, and we are going to scoop out our dough. Once you get a nice scoop, then you want to roll it into a ball. And this will also help soften it up. And you want it nice and soft because otherwise when you press your little thumb in to make the indentation, the surrounding area will start to crack if it's too cold. So this also prevents that from happening. And then we are going to roll it in our sugar. You want to get about 10 to 12 little balls on your tray. Then once all your dough balls are on your tray, you could either use your thumb to make the indentation, or what I like to do to make them a little bit more uniform is use a 1/4-inch measuring spoon. That will create a really great uniform indentation in your dough balls. And you don't want to go too deep because then they will start to crack. Just enough like that to add the jam in. We're then going to go back to our 1/4 teaspoon measuring spoon and fill in our little divots here. I also like to use the flat side of a wooden skewer to scoop the jam out. You'll see why. It gets a little messy, but not if you have your skewer. So you just use the skewer to sort of push the jam out and set it into place. It works really well as a 1-2 punch. You don't want to fill them too much because it will spill over the cookie and sort of ruin the design, so just a little dab will do ya. We're gonna bake these cookies at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for just 12 minutes. Okay, our cookies are done, and at this point comes the fun part. We're going to decorate them with some melted white chocolate. So I'm just using white chocolate chips that you want to put in a Pyrex pitcher or some other kind of microwave safe container. And then you want to pop this in the microwave at 30-second intervals, just making sure that they're melting and becoming nice and liquefied. Then once it's nice and melted, take a fork and stick it in the chocolate, and then we're just going to create a drizzle. And the easiest way to create a drizzle is just by going back and forth over the cookie. This is why you want to keep it on the parchment paper. Now, it might look like a hot mess now, but once they dry and set and you take them off of the parchment, they'll have this really beautiful wintry chocolate vibe to them. While these are setting up, let me show you some of my other cookie recipes that I think would be great for your cookie exchange. So I think a cookie exchange works best when everybody brings a different type of cookie. So you can either assign cookies to people. You can say, hey, I'd love for you to bring a gingerbread recipe, or I'd love for you to bring a sugar cookie recipe, and let them decide, or see what everybody wants to bring and then make sure that you have a good mix of things. So if I was hosting the party, this is what I would do. I would have a gingerbread cookie because, I mean, how classic is that, right? For holiday entertaining, little gingerbread man. And all these recipes are on my blog. I'll leave you links in the description. I also like to do gingerbread mittens. I think that's also a really cute idea. If you were doing both of these, I would just make sure that you only bake the gingerbread men with the gingerbread men and only bake the mittens with the mittens, because they'll bake at slightly different rates due to their shapes. So you can serve the cookies to your guests on any type of cake plates and whatnot, but I think when it comes to the cookie exchanging part, it's fun to have them all laid out on a platter or a couple different platters so everybody can see the different choices. And one of the cookies that I love because they're so easy, they take minimal ingredients and people go nuts for them, are these Marigoons. They are really delicious. They are basically sweetened egg whites with dark chocolate chips, corn flakes, sweetened coconut, and chopped pecans. And they're like a cinch to whip up. So whoever maybe doesn't bake a lot, you could give them this recipe. It's super easy. This is also a really cute idea for kids. So if you're looking for an activity for like the moms and the kids, this is a great one, because what kid doesn't like cookies, right? And it's fun for moms who just want to kind of come over, have a cup of coffee, and leave with a big box of cookies. That sounds good to me. And then another cookie that I think is cute to include is some type of sugar cookie with some kind of candy cane decoration. So I basically just took my vanilla sugar cookie recipe, turned them into some Christmas trees, and then dipped the little stars in the white chocolate, and then dusted it with the candy cane crush. And then of course it wouldn't be Christmas without some type of chocolate. So for this I'm adding my chewy chocolate cookies, which I think are really delicious. They're crackly and fudgy, and you get this gorgeous looking cookie. You could also top these with the candy cane crush if you wanted to too, and I'll make sure I put that in the recipe. Oh my gosh, we're gonna run out of room for our little thumbprints at this rate. Once they're all set up, you can add them to your tray. Now you could also pop them in the freezer, and that would make the white chocolate setup even quicker. There, what an amazing platter. I feel like I need to have a bunch of friends over now. Who's gonna eat all these cookies? All right, so how is everybody gonna be carrying home these cookies? Well, you can do it a couple of different ways. If you wanted to save money, you could just tell people to bring their own tin. So whatever they brought their cookies in is what they're gonna take their cookies home with. Or as the host of the party, if you wanted to do something a little special, here are 3 ideas. So I found all of these things on Amazon. They were really affordable and so cute and festive too. So you could provide these to your guests and they could package up their cookies in something like this. Number 1 is this little box. It's super cute. He has a little gnome, I think, on the cover of it. Maybe he's a little elf. Comes with the ribbon. And see, you can put a little doily in there for the cookies. They come folded like this, and all you have to do is put it together. And then you can just slide your cookies inside. Even if you weren't having a cookie exchange, these little boxes are really cute for gifting. So if you had teachers, babysitters, whoever you need a gift for, these little cookie boxes are pretty cute. This is idea number 2, these little bags. I think these are really cute. They come with 4 assorted little tags. So there's a snowman, there's a snowflake, a little stocking, and a Christmas tree. They just open at the top and then they work almost like a little bag. These were a little more complicated to put together, but we did finally figure it out. And once you see how cute they are, it's sort of worth the effort. But they come flat, again, like this. You just have to make sure that you fold the creases really well so that they hold up like little bags. But they also come with the ribbons and the little tags. Again, I got 12 of these for just under $15. The third idea would be these little boxes, which I thought were really cute. These are good if you have really tiny cookies or little chocolates that you're using as part of this, and you get 24 of them for under $10. It's such a bargain. It comes with a bunch of different designs. So this one has like just a kind of decorative window, but then you also have the little bow, a star, and a heart. It also comes with the twine and the little star gift tags. And this would be good if you were stacking maybe one type of cookie, like if you were just, say, taking the chocolate ones, you could put those in there. I just think all 3 are totally cute, so you could have a mixture and let people pick which ones they wanted. I love this idea because you don't have to spend a lot of money with food, appetizers, drinks, or a big main course. All you have to do is provide the coffee and 1 set of cookies. So not only do you get a fun coffee date with your friends, you get to try all of their cookies and then go home with a box of cookies for yourself. All right, you guys, I'll see you back here next week for another quick and easy, budget-friendly holiday idea.